Alright guys, welcome to video 6 of the 4-seater Go Kart build. Alright, all we really got left on this thing is paint, putting it back together, and the trailer wagon. So today we're going to knock out the paint. I already this morning when I got home put the second coat on the roll cage. So all we're going to do is go out here, tape up the roll cage, get our 2 coats on the frame. So that's what we got left to do. Let's get it done, because I got something else to do today. I gotta introduce something else to the channel. I got some work to do on this thing out here. So let's get it done. Later. Okay guys, I've got the second coat on the roll cage. I just threw a little crappy coat on the frame there. So we're gonna go ahead and get the roll cage taped up, get some newspaper wrapped around it so I don't get no overspray on it. This red Rust-Oleum will stick to about anything. Alright, so I got the roll cage all taped off and got newspaper on it, the rear axle, and I'm going to start the paint now. We'll get this baby painted red so she can dry and I can get it put back together. Alright, so we got her painted. Took a lot of work. Let y'all see it real fast. She's got all the red on her. The roll cage taped off. Got the red on her. The floor is red now. Alright, I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to clean up my cans out here. Got a lot of work to do. I'm going to go ahead and work on something I got to get done. So, while that's drying, we'll see y'all later. And I'll be back. Okay, so I wanted to show y'all my throttle setup. This cart only had a cable that tied in right there. I don't know if y'all can see that because the whole thing's painted red. But it had a cable that tied in here. I've replaced it with this rod. Alright, there's the rod. This rod came off the Mohr 2-seater. I welded this little tab on right here. Then I got the spring in there and a little clip. I don't have the throttle hooked up to the motor yet, so it's just slacking right there, but that's how she's gonna work. There's the throttle setup. The brake setup's basically the same way. It just had a rod going to a brake. I welded 2 rods together there. Well, I shortened one rod. I bolted them together and shortened one rod so that we have adjustment now. But yeah, so I've got rods on the throttle and the brakes, and they are set up and ready to go. I got my linkages set up for the steering, and we're going to keep working on this and knock it out. What I like about this, if you'll look, these are the original bolts and lock nuts. Okay, I'll take one of the lock nuts off real fast and let you see it. They're crimped. I've been looking for these bolts that are crimped on the ends to make the lock nut, and I just can't find them nowhere. So it was really nice to see these original bolts on this thing. So I took them to the wire brush and cleaned them up. The bolts, the nuts, everything. Look at the head on that thing. They came out so nice. It's like all original. All of them are the crimp and locked nuts. So all the way around this thing original. Original bolts, original nuts. Yeah, they might start rusting a little bit back to where they were, but I'm not going to leave this outside in the rain like they did, so maybe it'll last a little bit longer. Alright, back to work. Now the fun part, remembering what I did with all the bolts. I'm looking for the 4 bolts to bolt the motor down. They're a little longer than the other ones I have because they got that spacer in there for the engine. I got so much mess going on I need to clean up. What would I have done with them bolts? Hey. Been looking for you, 13er. Hey, hey. Alright, so there's 4 bolts. I found them, so we're going to get back to work. Fine. Alright, so I got the chain on, the motor's on, it's bolted down, everything's lined up, it looks good. I do need to add one more washer in between the sprocket area because these have just a little bit of play in that axle. So I'm going to have to put one washer in between that nut right there just to, like I say, there's that little bit of play. So I'm going to have to add one washer in there. But yeah. About to get the seats foams cut, so let's get this done and we can get on to the seats. So I got my throttle cable on there. Next thing I'm going to do is put one of these little pieces, make sure y'all can see that there. I'm going to put one of these on the end of the throttle cable and crimp it on there and then zip tie the throttle cable to this arm. On there. Crimp that on there, she'll never come undone. When I put my throttle cables on, I always zip tie this extra instead of cutting them off in case I ever need to reuse them. So as you can see there, I've got everything done. And I will cut this zip tie right there. And I put my head of my zip ties right here because it stays out of the way of everything. So I'll let y'all see that. Got the zip ties right on there. Of course, you pull your throttle and she'll go back. We're going to get these seats done today, buddy. She's going to look good. I got a little 4-inch tire on the spare tire mount for right now. I might leave the 4-inch tire, but I will take it back off and put a brand new tire on there and clean up that rim. That's the little 4-inch. I think it'll be fine for a spare on the back. Look good, I think, but she's moving right along. Another thing you might notice is I haven't done any type of trailer attachment yet. The trailer's still sitting over there. I've been so busy with my other 2 jobs that I haven't had time to do a whole lot that I wanted to do. So we'll get her done, get her knocked out. Let's check this throttle cable here. Need to put some type of stop on this throttle cable, or this throttle. You know, it's only going to go to about there, so it needs to stop. You don't want to push it with your foot all the way. That's one thing you don't want to do. So I'm going to build a throttle stop on there. Don't have to worry about with the brake like that, since it's the band brake. But let's get these seats done. Well, there's the foam seats. Still got to wrap them, of course. That's not no finished product or nothing. But yeah, there's the seats, foam. I got to throw some vinyl on them. And we're getting closer. Okay, so back. Swapped out them 4 tires. I got 2 there. And I got the other 2 down there. Tractor Supply is so awesome. Couldn't find my receipt and they still swapped them out for me. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap these and see how this looks. I also want to go ahead and get my floor mats put on, but I only have 1, so I got to go pick up another one. But my floor is going to have nice little floor mats on it when I get done. Alright, so scissors. Okay. We'll start with the driver's side backrest. First thing I'm going to do is cut my piece out. I don't need this gun sitting underneath there. Might shoot some damn body. We'll grab a tape measure here. I just want to see where the center is. And yes, I do own some cheap Harbor Freight tape measures. Let's see what we got here. Well, that line is going to be the center. I'm cutting it. And if it's not center, it's close enough for me. I will make it work. Next, these 2 bolts out of here. I don't need that ammunition under here. I'm going to do this. 22 inches. 23 inches. Try this again. guys know I'm fat and dinner's ready, so I'm going to eat. Alright, Cartostropians, that's going to do it for today. I got some cleaning up to do. I pretty much got the seats on. I'm not going to even show you yet. How about that? I might put a picture on my Facebook page, so if you want to see it, go over the Facebook page, check it out. Alright, time to put some tires on, some paint on the rims, and then time to do the trailer wagon. We'll have it done. Alright guys, later.